Welcome to Spiritual Rebirth Tarot. I'm Madelyn, your tarot reader and energy healer. It's so nice to have you guys here today for the Starseed update reading. And sometimes I like to think of, light workers, like not just starseeds. So starseeds, they come, the concept is people coming from different planets. Light workers, I think that includes all of, earth angels and everyone who's here trying to make a difference at this time, raising the vibration of the planet. And that's each and every one of us in our own way. So as we take a look at this reading today, let's ask for a divine guidance and protection during the reading. Okay, so I did want to mention to you guys, I have two little boys. They're 8 and 9 years old. They're so wonderful. And for Christmas, look what they gave me, a little burner. So that's pretty cool. And in it, there's they gave me a bunch of Santa Paulo to burn. So it's a little burner for Santa Paulo, so we can have the energy from that, and how the help have the energies of the room and my tarot room and whatnot. So as you can see, I got rid of the thing that was on here because it got a bunch of candle wax on it. So I'm gonna have to try to get rid of the candle wax. Look up how to get rid of candle wax, thing. But anyway, I kind of like the table to be a little easier to shuffle the cards, but maybe make a little more noise. We'll see. So let's take a look and get started today. All right. So what I usually do is use this Starseed Oracle cards, and they have quite a few different spreads in the front of the book, which I really enjoy. And today I would like to do the Soul Whisper and the Grounded Action. So the first card is what your soul wants you to know, and the second card is the Grounded Action, or the action that your soul is guiding you to take. So knowledge and action as the kind of the two energies that come out. And then we'll be using some of the tarot from the Shadowscapes Tarot, which I really enjoy. We'll be looking at a little bit of that as well. All right. So let's get the two cards that we're looking for. Knowledge and action. So we put Reiki energy into the deck. The first card, we're going to go for knowledge. So this is for starseeds watching, is the intention. And the second one is action. Oh, cool. I like both of these cards. So the first one is big picture thinking. And we got that one. I think it was in the extended for the water signs, I believe. And this is Child of the Cosmos. I love this card. This beautiful girl with her head up and the stars around her. Underneath is Earth School. So we're all here in school. I think the more you there's a book that I've been reading called Journey of Souls, and the way I actually listen to books on tape, and I'll buy 3 or 4 of them and listen to a couple chapters, and then I'll listen to a couple chapters of another book, and I don't know, I kind of am a eclectic Gemini, and so I enjoy just listening to books as I go. So I've listened to about half of Journey of Souls, and it's so cool because, he, through hypnosis, he's able to see, what happens to souls in between our lives, kind of like where we go and what we do, and bring back some of those memories. And it's actually really helpful to understand those. And when you really understand who you are beyond what you are here, you can live a much fuller life. Okay, so that's the school. All of us are souls that are like still in school. Like all the ones that are done with school don't come here anymore. So we're all in school. So we can just, put up with each other. Okay, so the thing that we want to be thinking about, bringing into our awareness, is the big picture thinking. So it has the word thinking in it. Pleiadian energy, visionary, inspired ideas. So if you can take a look at this one for a little bit. So we can see the Pleiades through the gate. That's beautiful. But then you notice that down below, it's actually not a reflection. It's another world. And so it's kind of the idea that sometimes what we think we're seeing, so maybe we're here in the world, and this is the world of the Pleiades and the Pleiadians. I love to me, the favorite is the Pleiadians, in the sense of there's this lady, I think it's Braca. I put her videos on my Facebook, Spiritual Rebirth Tarot. And she's so cool because she actually channels through the Pleiadians, and they are so happy. And you can see that in here, this real happiness. So sometimes there's a new way that we have to think. And so, it's like turning our thoughts upside down, or having a new perspective on our thinking. So, and that will help us to see the big picture of a situation. So let's look at the book. Hey, touch that thing, got black on it. Big. Alrighty. That took a while. Okay. The Pleiadians are our cosmic cousins. They're here to remind us that it's never too late to learn new things and change the future. You're being called to be a visionary for the planet, to take a breath, shake off what you've been taught about the world, and hold a new vision for humanity. So part of creating a new world is visualizing it and bringing it into existence. So, it's in motion. With the age of Aquarius coming in, it's in motion. There's a new perspective. When you look at all of this stuff with astrology, a lot of things, they just happen. Like this same lady, Braca, that I was listening to the other day, she was talking about all the charts at the beginning of 2020, and they pointed to real problems with like the entire economy and everything breaking down last year. And sure enough, it did toward the beginning of the year, and it has all the way through the year. And so now we're in the new year, and so we'll see what those energies entail. Well, the new year has some hiccups in it with astrology, but not nearly as devastating as this last year was. And so it's interesting how it's kind of written in the stars how things are going to go. But at the same time, I think that through our thoughts, things can become even better than what might be expected of us. Okay, you're likely a natural big picture thinker, here to generate ideas for the future, here to birth a new age and dream a new world into being. So dream a new world into being. The future will be woven by dream makers like you, by those with enough courage to question the way things have been and envision new possibilities for the planet. So this is calling to those watching today that you are visionaries in this perspective. The world needs more artists, dreamers, inventors, and visionary thinkers. Perhaps you've had an idea recently that you've been called to usher in. If so, this card is your confirmation that it's divinely guided. So if you have an idea recently to kind of like help things in the world, it has been divinely guided, and you can follow that new thought that comes through your intuition. The Pleiadeans support us in the important stage in Earth's development. They want us to know that the decisions we make today will affect the well-being of our planet and all its species. They're calling on you to be a leader of the future, to hold a clear vision of what's possible, to trust that vision and follow it through with daily action, to dream a new world into being, to hold your mind open and try not to worry about what others think, for it takes great courage to pave a new path, to trust a new vision before it's a reality. And, I'm sitting here thinking about, things like Star Trek and kind of that, egalitarian, community that everybody loves each other from all these different planets, and they all travel across the universe together and, in these big ships. And, we kind of see that as, one of the possibilities of the visions of the future. And I think, and it's interesting because a show that I really enjoy called The Expanse does it more from a gritty perspective. I mean, when you're in space, gravity really affects you. They wear these magnetic boots. They're in basically 0G most of the time, or near 0G. So it's kind of, in fact, humans have, a portion of humans have lived off planet for so long that they have evolved to the point where they can't live in that much gravity. On the other hand, Mars is a lot heavier than the Earth, and so the Martians have a hard time, walking, and they find Earth to be very light gravity for them. And the moon has a different gravity and all these, and it brings all that out in this show. And so I don't want to talk about it too much, but it's cool to think, what kind of vision are we creating? Now, they create a vision of all these people are in conflict with each other, and that's somewhat realistic to the way things are right now. But can we create more harmony, in our lives, in this next 300 years? Okay, so that's the first card. The second card, the action to take. That, your as starseeds, the planets you're connected with, the action that they're asking you to take this week. The intelligence of the universe lies within you. So understanding who you are, where you came from, and what your purpose is in this earth is going to be really important. So not only do you have that big picture thinking, but you try to bring that into life and into your life. So let's see, Child of the Cosmos. Okay. There's a mysterious force that governs all of life, all intelligence that tells flowers where to bloom, and the tides and seasons where to come and go. That intelligence is within you too. It was there before you drew your first breath, and it will be there well beyond your last. It's a part of you that informed every cell what to do when you were in your mother's womb. So this life force You know, you are part of that life force. And Abraham Hicks talks about, you know, your source of energy coming to this world. And the more we understand that and more we appreciate that, the more we're in tune and aligned with that and the joyfulness of it, the more we'll be able to align our physical 3D experience with the planned 5D experience. You are being called to remember the intelligence that's within each and every one of your cells, to remember that you're a precious child of a loving intelligence, wisdom, strength, flow, and qualities there ever were, are, or will be. And to remember that if flowers know exactly when and how to bloom, then you do too. Oh, that's cool. So, you know, you can look at the flower, you can look at the bird, you can look at the tree and the leaves and the sprouts and know that, you know, as these things have this ability to grow and expand, you do as well. So your starseed soul inquiry is, how can you surrender more deeply to the intelligent flow of your life? And I love that word flow because, you know, when we live a life of alignment with our higher self, then our life will flow within us. So let's take a look at some tarot for each one of these cards, the knowing and the doing. So underneath is the Hermit. So for some of you, you'll have a little bit of, you know, it may have an interaction with a Virgo energy, but it also could be that you have some Virgo energy this week and also some Hermit energy as far as like reflection, contemplation, spending time by yourself and inward, kind of thinking of these things, thinking of how to turn your thought processes upside down in a new direction, and to take in the life force and the understanding that's already within you. Okay, so for this first part, looking at the big picture, we have Ace of Wands, Two of Cups, and the Hierophant. So for the Ace, so these cards, what I like to do is I like to look at the picture and see where I'm drawn. Do you see that little mushroom? So I'm kind of drawn to that mushroom, and it's like it's that same it's kind of, if you take a mushroom and you turn it upside down, then it's like a bowl. And, you know, if you turn it this way, the water kind of like flows off of it. It's kind of like an umbrella. But if you turn it upside down, it's a bowl and it takes in the water. So when you change your perspective in your life, you know, when you come to a new way of thinking, a bigger picture, you'll see that maybe things can be used in different ways, or that things that you normally only thought, you know, one thing, like I'm trying to think of an example, like you always thought that you would only be happy if you lived in a certain house. And, you know, you had that exact dream home, you know, exactly what you want. But then you realize that happiness is a choice. And no matter where you are, how you're living, what house you're living in, you can be perfectly happy. And the best way to actually end up living in that house that you truly love is to have that overall feeling of happiness, no matter where you live. And so those are the kind of things that get flipped upside down in our lives or changed. It could be something physical, but it could also be something spiritual for you. Okay, so the Two of Cups. I love that. Of course, the Two of Cups has that wonderful, beautiful energy of companionship, working together, helping each other as a team. And in this case, I mean, there's like fish flying, you know, they're holding cups. She's part of a tree. But I'm being drawn to that heart that's hanging there. So again, you know, the bigger picture is, you know, is she above water or below water? There's a lot of fish here. You know, we were talking about gravity, and I'm noticing, okay, so like, if I were to turn this over, the heart that's hanging wouldn't stick up unless we were in space. And then it wouldn't really care, right? So, you know, it's perspective. You know, we're here on this, you know, heavy earth living our lives. And a lot of times we're like, damn it, I would wish I was somewhere where things flowed more freely in my life. So, and I think it also is, you know, look for those comrades, that your soul family, those people that you can connect with in that Two of Cups energy. The Hierophant, you know, he's like kind of, you know, big and overpowering. In this case, he's part of a tree as well. So there's two different times that the Hierophant, or they treat their cards. It has to do with they're part of a tree. He has a staff that has kind of like an orb at the top. And, but it's not lighted. In fact, it might just be a circle. So in your new perspective, some of these, you know, ancient ways of looking at things are just going to be changed in this new world, and creating. So also, you know, creating your vision and the big picture. You could say this one for opportunities and family, this one for connection, close connections with people, and this one for, you know, governments and institutions and churches. And so it's kind of like big picture thinking in all aspects of your life. Okay, so the child of the cosmos, the intelligence of the universe lies within you. So I think after reading that, we understand that better. That basically, as you're going through life, you're feeling the intelligence of the cosmos flowing through you. So the Chariot, you know, the energy of motion, of movement, of, you know, kind of manifestation takes, you know, needs motion and movement and vibration and forward thinking, but also kind of like, you know, a self-confidence and assurance. And this one also is a balance of the earth. You know, you have those little crabs below, and the heavens, you see that beautiful, like heavenly, you know, palace or whatever up in the sky, castle in the sky. So the Queen of Wands. It's like she's playing a harp as part of a tree. And so it's like, I don't know if you can see that. It's like she's finding that that song, the intelligence of the universe in everything, in every little thing, in the tree, in the plants, in the animals all around her. She's finding that and letting that play in her heart. And the Page of Swords, you know, angel energy. Page of Swords can point toward messages coming in. Definitely kind of, I don't know, it's not the same, but just a tiny bit. Like she's just hanging there in space. And she is petting a little duck that's in her lap. She's surrounded by these energies. Some of the birds are flying away. Some of them are coming to her. One of them has a flower he's going to give her. She is very confident in who she is. All three of these have to do with confidence. So as you understand that the intelligence of the universe is in every cell of your body, you will have the confidence that you need to create these visions and plans that you're being pointed to. So that is the message today for the Starseed update for this coming week, which is, let's see, this is January 1st, so January 3rd through 9th. So, and then what I would like to do is, normally in the past I have done extendeds as a separate reading, and I put it onto Vimeo. But it hasn't been too popular for people to go over there. Maybe they don't know what, an extended is and that kind of thing. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and continue the reading into the extended. So thanks for staying and watching to this point. And so what I would like to do is take a look at, you're looking at these two energies. What are some of the blocks that you'll be facing during this week? Some of the fears, hopes, ways you may be able to counteract those, and the advice from your higher self at this time. So let's take a look at that. So the first off are some of the blocks that you'll be facing. And I'll be using the traditional tarot for this. Okay, so blocks that you are facing. Okay, so with some Reiki energy. Okay, so for this next week, with big picture thinking and understanding, it's kind of like the big picture and the very little picture, understanding that every cell of your body is filled with the intelligence of the universe. What kind of blocks will you be facing this week that you might want to be looking into? Okay, so the first card is the Victory card, the Four of Wands, the Five of Cups, and the Three of Wands. So, it's interesting actually the Five of Cups come up because I've been doing these messages every day on Facebook and Instagram for the message of the day from Gabriel. So I asked Gabriel for a message, and 3 times for this last week, I got the 5 of Cups. So it's definitely, having to like turn yourself around. And it's cool because in the Shadowscapes deck, the 5 of Cups, she is turned around. She is turned away from the cups that have fallen. She's being optimistic instead of pessimistic. And so there will come, one of your blocks for this week will be, seeing the cup as half full instead of half empty, and those kind of things. And maybe just, questioning whether, is this year really going to give me what I want in a victory and happiness and a beautiful place, and kind of a doubt about those things. And then, looking for something more than what you have, instead of like really just appreciating what we have and just enjoying that in our lives, because, that's just really what we want. I know that like, last night for New Year's Eve, it was the first time that I have been alone, just me and my dog, for New Year's Eve. I've always planned something with friends. I've gone, one year I went on, did a 5K run. I mean, I've always really focused on New Year being with people. And for the very first time, I was sitting there all by myself on my couch watching The Expanse. And, so for a moment, this, feeling of loneliness, and kind of just seeing that the house was empty and it was just me. And, my children were with their dad, and I'm just sitting there. And I looked up, and there's a picture of my sister who died 26 years ago. And her name is Meredith. And I thought, I'm not alone. She's with me. And then I looked down at my phone, and I had a post on Facebook just right there from Meredith, the girl that, everybody knows, that does all those posts and everything. And it's just like, there was her name. And I was just in shock. I was like, thanked her for being there. And that's the beautiful thing about, knowing where we are, where we're from. And it's like, no matter what situation we're in life, we can, take the beauty of the moment. I had manifested more quietness into my life, and that certainly has been the case in this last year. Okay, let's take a look at some of the fears that you are facing. Underneath is the 2 of Cups. So as a fear, that would just be that you will maybe not have the connections that you really need. But remember that you're not alone, no matter what. So the Nine of Wands, having to, being alone, facing things alone. You can always call on the angels to come and help you. We don't have to be afraid of being alone. The fear of just not finding this level of happiness, not manifesting that into your life. Some truths that may be coming out, or afraid of a person who, a Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, somebody who or any of the air kind of qualities, but also like a lot of truth and strength coming at, maybe you're feeling a little discomfort from that. Judgment, would be the fear of today I just feel like the fear of death. And this one, you make a decision in this card. Are you going to be the guy that's walking away, or are you going to be the guy that's happy? So it's the same as that, kind of like the other, the Five of Cups and the Five of Swords have the same energy. You know, are you going to choose pessimism or optimism? And it's like that's coming to you as a choice. So are you going to be afraid that you're going to lose the battle? Or are you going to be confident that you won the battle? So when we're looking at our fears, it's very important to face our fears, understand our fears, feel them, and then let them go. Move on to the place of happiness and contentment, and to not wallow and stay in those. And I was thinking about the fear of death. And certainly, death, it's an unsure thing. You don't know where things are going to end up for you. What does death mean for me? And so as we're looking, if we have a fear of death, this one guy, he was talking the other day, and I was listening to on YouTube, and he was saying, in order to get whatever you want, you have to first live through and be okay with what you don't want. In the sense, like, if you really, really, really want to live, you need to be perfectly okay with dying. Because as long as you're afraid of dying, you won't fully live. Or if you're in a situation where you're really, 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 maybe afraid that your child will die, letting that go, giving them to the angels, then will help you to truly love that child. And so, if you're looking at your child as they're sleeping and you're feeling so grateful for them, but then you think, oh, I shouldn't feel grateful, then something might happen to them, but instead, continue with those feelings of gratitude, because the more you're willing to accept anything in life, the more you're able to find that happiness. Okay, so whatever fears you're facing, let them pass through you, acknowledge them, and move on in your life. Okay, so advice from your higher self. So I see your higher self as that source of all that is, this intelligence of the universe that lies within you, tapping into the messages from that. So, okay, so often this message has nothing to do with the previous messages. It's a message to you watching from your higher self. Some new energies into the deck. Message to you from your higher self. So please comment below. Let me know if you feel that this extension to the reading was helpful for you, if you feel like it was a blessing. Also, if there are any types of readings that you're interested in, that you would like me to do, please, comment, let me know. I'd love to know your thoughts, who's watching, those kind of things. Thank you. Hermit, Ten of Swords, Chariot, the Devil. And then I usually do underneath King of Cups, Ace of Cups, Page of Swords, Judgment. Beautiful. Okay. And then I like to get one more as kind of the overall energies of the reading. Okay, the Knight of Pentacles. So I think you're called to be patient for this week. So your higher self is saying, whatever's going on, it's working, it's happening, it's moving and progressing for you. But patience is really, really needed right now. So, for you watching, your higher self is saying to you, please be patient this week. Go slowly, patiently into those energies. So we have the King of Cups and the Hermit. So first of all, we have like an earth and a water together, because the the King of Cups is, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, and the Hermit is Virgo, Earth energy. So these two coming together, it's like your higher self is asking you to do extra meditation on your heart chakra and the things having to do with feelings and emotions. So opening the heart chakra is such an important thing, and that's something that I can do as a Reiki healer, even long distance, help people really open their heart chakra, heal it in a new way. We have some special symbols in Reiki where we even more open the heart chakra and help it to have a protection around it, kind of like a package of protection. So at the same time, while you're opening yourself, you're also being protected, and that's like so important. I think that's what this is here, meditating on the color green, really focusing on that heart chakra this week is going to be so important. And we have the Ace of Cups and the Ten of Swords. So it's really great to see, because as we're, it was actually, they came out in this order. And, from the Ten of Swords to the Ace of Cups. And I think that's really important. That's backwards for you guys. I think it's important to look at it that way, because this year, 2020 is, don't we all just say, okay, it was a terrible year. Let's get on with the next one. So last year, we had a lot of pains. And so I heard one reader say once, and I love it, that this card is, 10 years of pain. And so each one of those years of pain coming into your life. And then, you can look back on those and see how much that has helped you to grow. You're not dead. This person's not dead. He gets up. He gets taken care of. He moves on with his life. But he's gone through a lot. And then, you're being offered this true happiness and love, the start of a new romance for some, the start of a new passion for others, some kind of the ace, some kind of a newness coming into your life. So we had an ace earlier in the reading as well. So there's two aces, so we definitely have a lot of momentum forward. We have the Chariot, and we have another Chariot here. So a lot of Chariot energy moving forward, moving out of this painful state. That's coming to the end. The 10, coming to the end of the pain, moving into a new beginning. And so the Chariot and the Page of Swords. So the Chariot is what you know. Page of Swords is what you don't know. So there could be a very swift message coming into your life this week that you'll be like, wow, I didn't even think of that. Or that's a whole new idea coming into my life. And so your higher self is saying, watch for that message that's going to be coming very swiftly. And I think it'll be very much of a confidence booster for you. It'll help you to feel a lot more confident and excited about yourself. And these two cards together, it's just actually quite amazing energies. Because what it's saying is the things that have been really binding you this year, really been holding you down, you are going to regenerate from those. And also, don't let other people judge. Well, people will judge you, but don't take in and believe the judgments of others, the ways that they are telling you that you are, of the devil, or just bad or tied down, or don't let other people's opinions of you tie you down. That's kind of what this is. Like this freedom to be who you are, to be this angel is bringing you out of the coffins and out of these, a coffin when it's closed, the lid is closed. You feel very claustrophobic. You're really tied down, and you're not able to make good decisions. You're, riddled with different addictions, or even like codependency and things like that. And it's the opportunity this year for you to be freed from those. And a lot of it has to do with the judgment and the shame that we feel from others. So through all of this, remember that you're being asked to be patient. That you'll have these energies starting in your life, but there are things that are going to grow throughout this year for you. Okay. So thank you so much for coming to the reading for the Starseed update here on Spiritual Rebirth Tarot. And so nice to have you, and I will see you at the next reading.